Cheers and welcome. From On the Barcast, the podcast, or whatever. Listen, guys, gals, I hate to do this early.
Oh, shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week.
Oh, shit.
Some things need to be said.
Oh, shit. You know who the Karen of the week this week is? It's the city of Tybee Island, Georgia. How about that?
Okay.
How about that? What do you think of that? What do you guys think of that? So here's the thing. All right. Do you want to live in a community for most of your life? Currently 17 years in a row. Do you want to live in a place where you're known publicly, where the people who want to cut your water off know that you live on Tybee? The people who want you to pay your power bill know you live on Tybee. But you forget to get your sticker 1 year, 2 years. And they come and boot your fucking car out in front of your workplace. I don't want to live in a community like this. I don't want to live in a place where people say they're just doing their jobs. They're just following orders. I remember last time I heard someone say they were just following orders. Nuremberg. Ever heard of it? For the past 4 years, I haven't had a wink of bashfulness about parking my car anywhere because I'm a goddamn Tybee citizen and have been for a long time.
Yep.
I'm a tax-paying wink citizen. I contribute to the community. I interview council people, mayors.
Finger on the pulse.
I serve them all drinks. I spread joy and anger.
You're a servant of Tybee.
And then all of a sudden, they start putting tickets on my car for parking on the island in which I live and don't even have the decency to put their goddamn names on the ticket. It's issued by HH. What's your name, HH?
I don't know. Hilton Head?
When people say, should I move down to Tybee? I'm like, no, not anymore. You don't want to live in a place that on the south end of the island, the Kremlin you have to go to, and pay $515 goddamn dollars. Because you didn't go in and get a piece of vinyl to stick on top of your windshield. You know, I've heard people say, I had my sticker. I had to get my windshield changed. The next day I had 2 tickets. They said, we're sorry. When to issue the ticket, they have to. They must run your license plate. And guess what's connected to your goddamn license plate? Your goddamn address. And if your address is on Tybee, you should not be punished for parking anywhere.
I concur.
Now, up until 2 weeks ago, I never got tickets. And I don't know if there was a new regime that came in at the parking services. I don't know if a failed painter from Austria showed up and decided he needed to change everything, or she.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I start getting tickets, and then someone says, hey, I think there's a boot on your car. And I say, we don't have boots down here. The only people and if we did have a goddamn boot, it wouldn't be Das Boot, but yes, it was. If they did have a goddamn boot, there's no way they would put it on my car.
No.
In front of my workplace.
Never.
Which is on the main drag coming onto Tybee as an advertisement to say, visit Tybee. Even 17 years in a row living down here, you can still go fuck yourself, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show your work. Sign your work. HH, ticket issuer. You know my name. You know where I live.
You want to meet him behind the gym at 2:30 to take care of this?
And so I went to the Kremlin today to to find out my fee.
Your fate.
And I go in and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in at 4:59. They close at 5. I'm going to go in at 4:59. I was going to just sit there and try and drag it out as long as I could to make them sit for longer. But you know what? Didn't have it inside me. You let me borrow your car? Remember I dropped you off? I went straight to the fucking Kremlin right after that.
Okay.
4:21. Because I didn't have the heart to take whoever was in that office who doesn't run the shit. Yeah. I know they're just following orders.
Right.
I just wanted to show them my papers like every other law-abiding communist citizen. And I didn't have the heart to fuck them over like they fucked me over.
Yeah. I don't think you can fuck them over.
No, you
I
can't.
think they got you by the short hairs.
So, my friends, I implore you, stand up against this tyranny. Can we not find it in all of ourselves? I don't know who to vote for or who not to vote for to fix this shit. Anyways, go to my Facebook page. I have a GoFundMe. Help me. God damn you people. So then I'm going to get, let me just continue on. So then I go to get Kelly. I walk straight into a goddamn spider web and smack the thing onto my forehead.
Yeah.
After what, I leave my car at work because I don't want to drive drunk.
No.
Why would I do that?
Never.
Why would I do that?
No.
Especially down here. I can walk or I can get a Breezy cab.
Sure.
912-665-9988. Call Breezy if you need them, baby. Why would I drive? And I walked to work the other day. It starts pouring rain and my umbrella blows out. I get to work, I take my socks and shoes off, put them on the fan. Little do I realize, underneath, over the fan is the ice well, which is dripping water onto my shoes and socks as I think I'm drying them. Anyways, how are you guys doing this week? I'm Paxton Eugene. That's Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos.
Coming out of the dugout hot. Just swinging.
Just following orders over here. So coming to the realization today, last night when you dropped me off and my car was still non-booted, we were like, hey, let's go do something athletic today. So I woke up and I was like, let's walk to get the car and do something athletic.
Yeah.
And find out the boots on there. But then that got us talking about how much of a slave we are, not only to the government and to the powers that be, but a slave we are to our watches.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about time.
Yeah.
Once you get a baseline of how many steps you take each day or your VO2 max for the day, your effort, minutes.
Yeah. Your sleep score.
Your sleep score.
Yeah.
It's almost
Are you ready to take on today with a 65 sleep score? I don't think so.
Have you gotten 80% of your rim in and 2 hours of tossing and turning?
Oh, yeah.
But it's almost like, unless your watch tells you, good job, you didn't really do anything, did you?
No.
It literally doesn't matter. Well, I saw something, kind of funny, kind of sad the other day.
Okay.
I don't know if the watch tracks this, but it was on their phone, which it was an app. It was an Apple application on their phone, and on the phone it said, "Congratulations, so and so, you've been free from fentanyl for 9 months."
Whoa.
9 months, 6 hours.
Whoa, watch.
12 minutes, 36 seconds. You almost closed the year ring for not using fentanyl.
Jesus.
I know. I'm glad this person isn't using fentanyl anymore. It's not funny, but that's hilarious.
They're giving
actually,
all the information up if you're telling them that. I mean, that's my little thing. Just basically says, "Hey, did you get enough sleep?" And kind of pokes at me. Get up and move around a little bit, but I don't tell it too much about my personal life.
Yeah.
I don't need a girlfriend on my
Right.
wrist reminding me of don't do bad things.
Do you want to live in a world where the only thing you have to look forward to is making your watch feel like you've done something today? Have you maybe your watch should say, "Have you stood up to authority today?" Anyways,
have you stood up at all today?
Have you walked?
Yeah.
Have you walked to go get your car and there's a goddamn boot on it? And now look, Kelly was very pragmatic whenever I was first telling him about it. He goes, well, couple things. Couple things. And Kelly, you were right.
Just obvious.
You were right. Couple obvious things. Since I do live down here, I do get a free sticker if I were to go to the Kremlin and hat in hand and beg for my existence to be validated.
Or you just show them.
I'm like, hey, Tybee government, what do you think you are, a fucking Apple Watch? I I don't want to live in a world where I have to have the government tell me, my local government, who knows that I pay the water bill and I pay my power bill at the address which I'm goddamn registered to beg to be validated as a human being that lives down here. So each year you're supposed to go get your vinyl sticker and put it on your car.
You don't have to, obviously.
Obviously. So that same the same system that they use, the same ledger that Hans Landa writes your name down into.
Right.
It has my address and my tag on there, in the place that I live. I'm not saying I'm above the law.
Yeah.
But can I get some goddamn consideration? All you people come into my bar and want drinks and want to act like you're a fucking part of this local community. Hey, what's happening, guys? We're just like you. I'll have a vodka and something because I care about the people.
All I can say is it's the one free thing we get if you have your car registered here on Tybee.
Well, I do.
I say to every person who does live here on Tybee with their car registered here on Tybee, take advantage of the one thing this island will give you for free.
Right.
And oddly enough, I never use mine. I don't need to use mine. Rarely do I park my car in a place on Tybee where I have to worry about it being ticketed because I have that sweet sticker on the car. But traditionally, I don't really need to use it at all. I think most people don't really need to use it at all.
No.
It's just a little badge on your car to let other people know off island.
Right.
And maybe, on the further outskirts outside of the realm of Savannah that I'm from Tybee Island.
Yep.
And I'm bona fide.
So there was, when I lived on St. Simon's, the time that I lived there was a toll booth that existed years past the initiative that it needed to raise money for. So they just kept choking the people for money.
Why not?
But if you were a citizen, you didn't get a free sticker, but you did get a discounted, because it was 35 cents every time on.
Okay.
Right? So you would get a sticker that you could just drive through a certain lane of that place and it would scan it, right?
Right. Like a peach pass or something.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
But that was the badge of honor down there. It's like, I don't go through the custy lanes, I go through the digital lane and all that. Yeah. So that is all I thought of the Tybee sticker as.
Right.
Because, like I said, for the past 2 years of not getting it renewed, just because I was like, well, I don't need to, like...
Well, I know you're not a fan of stacking the stickers as people have them. I did that on my old car, Malcolm, my Xterra that I used to have and all that. But I also had like road stickers from shows that I'd went to and all that. So when Malcolm broke down and died and blah, 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 I had to relinquish these tour stickers that I had from the road. And then 4 or 5 years of Tybee stickers stacked up kind of in a spectrum, not like blatantly like clack, 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 clack. Just a little sliver of red, a little sliver of yellow, a little sliver of all that.
You're painting a rainbow there.
But that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's years in a row of service, like being down here.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I went to the Kremlin today, I thought I wanted to bring stank energy to these people who probably don't deserve it. They're just following orders.
Of course.
That's all they're doing, man. Like, they're just following orders,
Didn't
man.
put the ticket on your car. Didn't put the boot on your car.
They don't sign their actual name to the ticket. Anyways.
No.
And I wanted to bring that stank energy, but I couldn't, because I thought about it. I was like, if there's one thankless job in this world when it comes, that's not, garbage man or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's a parking service person.
Yeah.
The thing is, the prerequisite to be a parking services person, you have to have at least sucked the stem cells out of one of your children.
It's a thankless job, indeed.
Yeah. So then they're like, man, people hate parking services. We need to spread this out. Let's create something called code enforcement.
Yeah.
And then code enforcement, they have 3 things that they can hold power over, like bottles on the beach, fireworks, and,
sound or
sound ordinance, something like that.
Yeah.
So they spread the hate out with another thankless job of people just going to literally crush other people's good times.
Yeah.
And so me knowing that, me going in and wanting to be as stank as I could, I was like, no, I don't have the heart to be stank to these people like they've been to me. Because they will turn their face to you and be like, rules is rules, buddy. I'm just following orders.
Yeah.
They have no sympathy for me.
Right.
But I came in with empathy and sympathy for them.
To what end, though? I mean,
To what end? There isn't one. But to what end either way?
If you're coming in with empathy and being nice, you're still paying the same price.
And if I'm coming in being stank, it's not going to make any goddamn difference
No.
anyway.
If anything, you might get escorted out,
Right.
with by a firm hand. Then
Right.
the cops will show up. It
Yeah.
won't be code enforcement.
Yeah, it's...
Dude,
Yeah.
it's not a good place to be. I get it. I wish it didn't happen. And I remember that area where you were targeted. That was kind of a free space for a very long time. Like if you really kind of wanted to get around the edges of, the parking people,
right?
You could park in this one part of Tybee. Be a little longer stroll to the beach to start, or maybe not if you went down Byers and went to that side. The little quieter part of Tybee, beach wise and all that. But it was that one kind of part of Tybee past all the parking meters. There was no kiosks at a certain time.
Right.
So if you wanted to park your car on the street by Huckapoos for 3 or 4 days until pine straw and shit was gathering up behind your car, no one said boo about it.
Yeah.
But obviously that's changed.
Buddy, has it changed?
Clearly.
$515. And the thing was, I was so just out of my mind. I didn't even get it because I couldn't pay for it today. I'm going to get it taken care of tomorrow or when y'all are listening to this. But I didn't get an itemized, give me an itemized receipt right here so I can do what? Kelly?
Nothing.
I live in a world now where I have no power over my own existence. Me being a blooded human with eyeballs that are open and a heart that pumps and lungs that breathe, can't prove that I'm a human existing down here on Tybee Island, Georgia. Come on.
Real estate's going up everywhere on Tybee, even for a parking place. But you could have just parked it.
So someone came in the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was like 10 years younger, I would have taken them up on this drinking. So I just took a little sip of this thing, but listen to this shot. Okay. I want you to tell me what you think it's going to taste exactly like.
Okay.
All right. We're kind of a service industry podcast here, right? We're going to do that.
Yeah, let's get to that.
I'm sorry, guys. Look. I just want to live in a world where I can express my frustrations. All right.
And this is the platform to do it.
All right. So thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry. I don't like to be stank like that. Yeah. But an injustice was done. Okay. All right. I'm done.
Disservice, man. Injustice.
No, it was an injustice. We can be real.
Okay.
So they come in and they go, all right, so here's the ingredients. Captain Morgan. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
I know you have.
Yeah, okay.
Captain Morgan. Another equal part. Amaretto.
Okay.
An eighth or a squidge of those two equal parts. Grenadine. Now we shake. We shake that up and we pour it into cups. And then what do we put on top of that? Coca-Cola.
So what, like a vanilla Coke-esque cherry Coke thing?
What's the soda with every flavor in it?
Dr. Pepper. Mr.
It tastes exactly like a goddamn Dr. Pepper.
Oh, right on.
Distinguishable.
Nice.
I took a sip of it. I was like, it tastes like every can of, maybe more Mr. Pibb than Dr. Pepper, but close.
Gotcha.
It tastes like every cold can. It's got the effervescent Coca-Cola on the top, like for the spritz.
Crispy.
But like an eighth of a teaspoon of that grenadine is probably like 2,000 grams of sugar.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sweet enough is what I was telling these people. And I probably poured 60 over the next 2 days.
Really?
Well, because if anyone was like, what do we want? I'm like, you got to try this. And normally I don't like to do shots that are that involved.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 ingredients,
Where was this born out of? Like
a couple came up and they had done some green teas or whatever, and they were just chatting about shots. And then I saw the light bulb go off in his head, and he goes, "Dude, someone just showed me something the other day. Here, do it. Here, try this." And he was like, "Equal parts this, that." And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Now taste it." And there's no prep. I was just like, that's exactly Dr. Pepper.
All right, so were you willing to indulge this because you weren't overly busy? Like if it had been 4 deep, would you have been like, hey bro, here's what you need to do?
And if they weren't a cool couple that I like a lot that comes in all the time,
gotcha.
I knew them, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And they're bartenders.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, of course. But now even though I really like them, they're bartenders, they come in all the time. If I would have been 4 deep, yeah, obviously not.
Right.
I'd be like, man, give me a little time, try it later, maybe.
Is it called anything?
Dr. Pepper?
That's it?
Yep.
Seems kind of unimaginative.
But I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't call it anything else because it goddamn tastes exactly like a Dr. Pepper. You couldn't go, if you call it anything else, it would be doing it a disservice.
I guess. I don't.
And
yeah.
I don't want to live in a world where we can't call what the thing tastes like.
We need an eagle flying with a flag waving.
I don't want the bit to get on. I'm done, but goddamn. Oh, did it come out? Oh, sorry. Back in your captain drinking days, did you ever mix grenadine in with it or any?
No.
You were just platonic Captain and Coke.
Yeah. I mean, why bastardize it? It was just
right.
That was the drink.
That way, yeah.
Now, Captain and anything else, on a menu, like if you went to a place and like
sure.
there was some whatever pirates, booty, whatever the kind of thing.
Yeah.
If Captain was in there, like I'm down.
Really?
That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough of a base for me to enjoy whatever the hell you stack on top of it. You can do whatever the hell you want to it, as long as Captain's in there.
Isn't it funny how Captain, nobody wants to shoot it?
Well,
but it's one of the best liquors to mix with ginger ale, Coke, whatever.
I never enjoyed shooting it and all that, but I'll say this: if it's in a concoction of 7 other things, it's like finding a friend at a party and it's the only friend you know. I know the Captain at least. I don't know these other ingredients, but I know this guy.
As long as he's there,
it's going to be a good time.
I'm going to have a good time. Yes. I can trust this guy. Yes. He's probably got weed.
Yeah. He's got everything. Actually, I probably really shouldn't have trusted him the way I did. He kind of stabbed me in the back. He might have got on top of you a little bit. But like, hey, baby, why aren't you sailing the seas with me anymore? But he was the guy at the party that I always, knew. That's easy enough for me. I know what I'm getting. Exactly what I'm getting.
I mean, I'm riding high on the 7 seas. Especially, there's certain flavors of liquor that just, whether it's a callback to a better time, because everyone's got the flavor of liquor that calls back to a terrible time. Mm-hmm. The top three in my mind are probably Jaeger, remind someone of a very bad time.
Jaeger's tough.
Any cinnamon thing, like now it would be Fireball.
Right.
Back in the day, it would be Aftershock.
Yeah.
Or there's another one back in the day. The shit with all the crystal in the fucking that shit.
Was Goldschlager?
No. The crystal sugar, and I think that was Aftershock. Well, it was a fucking scam because it would be a square bottle, and there's so many sugar crystals inside of it. You probably got like 80% of that liquor that you would normally get. Uh-huh. And then so a cinnamon thing, Jaeger. And my personal thing, the first and only time I drank any amount of gin, we got a bottle of Tanqueray, and didn't know what we were doing. We tried to put like Tom Collins mix in it, like the shit you get from the fucking store.
It's clear. It must be like vodka. It's not.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it's like drinking a pantry.
So I've just never had a taste for gin.
Yeah.
I did 50 Jaeger bombs one night with a local couple. Not 50, I mean a lot.
Wow.
And I got home that night, and I was palpitating so bad. Yeah. I was like, "Where? Somebody give me some Coke to do so I can come down off of this. Give me some blow to come down off of this.
Brakes.
to pump the brakes on this Red Bull, bro." And not long after that this couple that I'm talking about stopped drinking it too, because they're like, "Yeah, I went to the doctor." And he goes, "Are you? Did you just drive in a NASCAR race? Your blood pressure is insane right now."
Yeah.
Did you ever have like one?
Well, I mean, the first one that crossed off my list was tequila. Right. We went to a house party back in my SCAD days, and it was a handle of Montezuma, and we bought a squeeze lime, and we were just drinking and squeezing and drinking and squeezing. Oof. So tequila was a easy first X off the list and all that.
Yeah.
And then, but for the longest time, I would more or less drink anything you put in front of me. Not like to the point where I would, lose my mind and, run through a fountain naked or something like that. But, I was a drinker.
Yeah.
Somebody bought me a shot or wanted to buy me a drink. Yeah, thank you. I'll take it. Just say yes and thank you very much. But over time, I kind of got a little more, I'm not going to drink that because I don't like that. I'm not going to push that Southern Comfort's off the list now.
Oh, that, yeah.
Seagram 7, that's off the list now. You regurgitate things so many times, you just got to let it go for a while. Maybe one day you'll get it back, but in the meantime, it's like let's just get this out of the
flavor.
Way.
For some reason, the flavor never gets better on the way out either.
No.
I haven't drank well, I never drank Red Stag. Do you remember Red Stag?
I do.
I never drank it one time because a girl I was with one time vomited in it. And just the smell, I went to work the next day, and I poured a drink of Red Stag, and I was like, "Bleh."
I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Even just
I think a lot of people can appreciate that.
The sensory impact of
it brings you back to a time and place that didn't end well, mentally or physically.
Yeah.
Then you have to wake up the next day and recover from it, and it's still there. Either you're sweating it out, it's just lingering. Everything you taste still has that essence of that thing from the night before.
And no amount of showers, poops, pees are ever going to get that stank off until...
Yeah, you got to go through that cycle of getting it out of your system, like through your pores, all of it.
Every part of you.
Yeah.
You got to breathe it out.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's like probably walking into a bar and, smelling stale beer and just, the whole whatever it is, because that is bar funk. If it's a smoking bar, then it's, tar and, dried, booze smell, that kind of thing. And it is kind of like this musk, this cologne, this perfume, as it were.
So the mixture of the stale air with cig smoke in it, dried up flat beer, it's reminiscent of like the frat party or the house party.
Sure.
At the parents' house when they were out of town and kids were smoking weed, cigs inside. Yeah. There's a keg somewhere that was blown. Yeah. That's gotten hot because you didn't put it on ice, and you can smell that everywhere. Yeah. So that's reminiscent of really good and bad times.
Sure.
It was the first time I slept with Carrie Fisher at that party with the bad keg and the cigarette smoke, but also. It's not a great memory either. Nah. I don't want to relive that.
Yeah. It's part of the package, man. It's part of the package. I mean, after I gave up tequila, it was one of those things. I'm not saying I couldn't be around it, but it did cause me to have more than a few kind of instances, I should say, at bars, meeting people, random people that I wasn't planning on meeting when I went out, having a nice conversation about whatever, that kind of thing, and they want to buy me a shot. Hey man, I really like you. Let me buy you a shot. I'm drinking tequila. Next thing you know, you have a tequila shot in front of you, and I beg it off and say, it's just not really my bag and all that. Sometimes people are fine with that and say, hey, totally understand. I can appreciate that. Other times people are like, you want to drink with me. They take some sort of offense to it. Like,
well, maybe if you'd asked what I wanted.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to buy me another beer,
sure.
I wish you'd gone that way, that kind of thing. And if you really, really want to do a shot, fine. I'll do a shot of Fireball. Just
something that
the bartender can pour very quickly without being
that's not on my list. Yeah. That I've checked off.
Yeah, and it's not like it has to be like a green tea, something that's involves a little work on the bartender's half. If it's just, like I said, a Fireball is easy enough. A shot of Crown is kind of getting towards the fringe of where I really want to be. I really don't like drinking shots anymore anyway.
Oh yeah,
it's just not really my thing.
That's another thing. People are just like, here, take this shot. And it's like, brother, I'm willing to do, because I can watch them. I can see it in their minds when they do it. Yeah. All right, so there's 3 types of military guys.
Oh, boy.
All right. There's the normal, all right, that come into bars at least, from my experience. Mm-hmm. There's the guys that they walk in, they're confident, they're cool, they're not bothered about anything. You're like, I'm glad this guy's looking out for the country. Like you see a smart, adjusted, muscular dude. Yeah. Maybe mustache. You know what I mean? You know what a military guy looks like. Yeah. They wear certain shirts.
Sure.
Then you got the guy who's probably getting hazed in the fucking barracks all the time, who is probably maybe never seen combat or maybe has, but he's just on edge all the time. What, bro? Huh? He's always defending something.
Right.
He's like the abused dog, where it's like he thinks he's going to get hazed at any moment.
Okay.
So everything perks his attention. What'd you say, bro? Hey, what's that? Huh. Then the third type of guy, which I had the other night, he's the guy that's just the laugh riot of the barracks, like the funniest guy in the barracks.
Joker.
The big Joker guy. He's pantsing the other guys and all that stuff. Yeah. But funny in the barracks isn't necessarily funny in public.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your audience in the barracks is a pretty low bar for your comedy.
Yeah.
So you get out in the real world, those things aren't as funny anymore. Like I'm putting ice into a cup, some falls off. He's like, I'd hate to see your toilet. See, you can't even hit you know what I mean? Oh, you love that fucking. Were you in the Army? So that's his joke. Put that anywhere, sort of thing, right? So back to the shot buying. I'm glad you brought it up. I forgot to write this guy down. So thank you. I'm not vibing with him at first, and then he's like, "Hey man, here you're a big deal." It was because the two Dr. Pepper friends were right next to him. They're like, "Oh my God, how are you?" And they were like, "If anyone is excited to see me that doesn't know," and then someone else that doesn't know me sees someone be excited to see me, they're like, "What the fuck are you excited about?" Which I get.
Yeah.
I can totally, I get that. I'm just following orders. And so this guy's like, "So you must be some kind of big deal." I was like, "No, man, those are my friends." "Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Here's that military ship guy. "No, hey, you make it look good, brother." Put that anywhere. Am I right? Yeah. I can see it in his mind. We do the doctor, like I'm not tasting the Dr. Pepper shots anymore. I know what they taste like.
Okay.
But the same couple that was there a couple days before was there at the same time. So I'm watching him go, "I'll take 5 Dr. Pepper shots." And I looked around at who he was involved with. It was him and his girl, and then my buddy and other buddies, his girl. I was like, "Well, who's the 5th one for?" He goes, "You, brother." And the bartender guy who not invented the shot, but told me about the shot, he goes, "Hey, man, look, not to be rude, but he doesn't do sweet shots."
Okay. I
was like, "Yeah, man, I'm sweet enough,
Right.
"Oh, what the hell, bro?"
Yeah.
I thought we were. I'm like, "Dude, I'll do a bullet and water with you."
Yeah.
But you can't just include people in your shot preference.
Right.
And then be butthurt if they don't want to take it.
Yeah. Buying around tequila shots for everybody in the bar that nobody wants, or at least 9 out of 10 people probably don't want, that kind of thing. You're trying to be benevolent, generous, whatever the hell it is.
But are you? If you're going to get butthurt?
Yeah, if you're going to get butthurt, no.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
But the idea of like doing that anyway, like I'm more than happy, like, hey, if anybody wants a Jello shot, I'll buy around a Jello shot, say at the sandbar, that kind of thing. That's an easy enough thing.
And that's $2 a piece, and no one's...
And if you want to beg out, no one's going to be mad about it and all that. But to buy a round of shots for everybody and then get mad that no one's coming along for the ride with you, either one, not because they don't know you necessarily, because like, I didn't ask for this.
And I don't like hot tequila.
I wouldn't drink this anyway, yeah.
I don't like hot well tequila.
Yeah, neither do I. But I will say this, since I put the captain down, and I'm fine with all that. But drinking beer and seltzers and all that takes a little time, to get down the road. If you want to get down the road,
yeah,
drinking wise,
yeah,
get a little buzz on that kind of thing. And what I've kind of circled back around to is one, Montezuma's not the tequila I'm going to drink these days if I'm going to drink tequila, but is a couple of shots of tequila going into a show. Takes a lot of the BS out of the way. Takes a lot of the legwork out of drinking 7 or 8 of these things,
right,
to get a buzz on, blah, blah, blah. Tequila gets the motor running pretty quickly. Probably a shot of whiskey does too. I know all these other things, but
sure,
just mainlining it,
right?
There's something to be said for that.
Especially if you got to get the job done and get in there,
yeah,
and get your buzz on for a little cheaper.
And after a few decades of keeping tequila on the bench,
yeah.
I bring it out.
Call them up to the majors.
Call them up there, just do a little, pinch hitting, that kind of thing, and a couple of shots work just fine for me.
And not only that, like whiskey does work, but tequila works in a very special way because it's such a visceral. It almost like it snaps you into it. You're like, all right, buzz, let's go to the show.
I think it's the one stimulant out of all liquors.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
As I understand it. I could be wrong on this, but it definitely makes people seem to be a little more aggro sometimes.
But you get people buying you shots. You don't know. They don't know if your father used to beat you up with the breath of, I don't know, Kentucky Gentleman on his breath.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, here's a Kentucky Gentleman. You're like, no. They're like, what are you, a queer? You ain't going to drink with me?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but, public service. If you buy anyone you want to buy a shot, just ask them what they want.
Yeah.
You don't have to drink what they do.
Yeah. And if you're offering to buy someone a shot, obviously you don't expect them to get the best whatever they have in the place.
Finally, the Don Julio 40 year.
Yeah, crack open that 80-year-old bottle of whatever that is, that kind of shit.
Is that Louis the 13th? I'll have two.
So you want to be respectful of that, like, hey man, whatever you want, that kind of thing. But no, it's like, but yeah. There's been a few times where there's been some, things put in front of me that I didn't ask for it. sorry, I'm just going to say no.
Yeah.
And I realized once it's poured, there's really you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Exactly
and then sometimes you're just kind of like, anybody want this?
Yeah.
And there's no takers in the bar of 8, 9, 12 people, whatever the
Yeah.
size the place is, that kind of thing. But nobody wants that shot. Not for any reason that they don't know you or whatever. It's just like, I don't want that shot of tequila either, necessarily.
Right.
But then you look back at the dude, and he's like, so you won't drink with me? And I'm like, dude, we've been drinking together for an hour, and we've been having a wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
What's
changed?
Why make it this now? What's going on here?
R.I.P. Kevin Carpenter. He used to own, before he passed, he owned the Sunday Cafe down here. Now, he would say, 10 shots Patron chilled. And I'd look around and be like, there's about 4 people that are going to do these. And early in my career, I'd be like, I'll pour them all up and charge you all for them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Right.
Then, so then it got to a point where I would tell him no every other time. So I was titrating because he would only drink one of the shots. He would get lifted, but he would only drink one of the shots. He just wanted to buy. He had money, whatever. He wanted to buy them for everyone else, right? Yeah. And I got that. He would take his employees out after work and try and get them like way more drunk than they really wanted to. Not because he was like, get drunk, follow orders,
Yeah.
But I'm the boss, follow orders. But he just wanted to show him a good time, you know, and he was like, hey, that's his love language. 10 shots of Patron at the time, even though he only brought 4 people out with him.
Well, dude, it's funny as Patron, you're saying that because when we would do the Bar Olympics and do the toast to him, it was Crown Royal traditionally. Yeah. Which is not really my go-to, and it's not really how I wanted to start the Bar Olympics the years I participated and all that thing. But it was something that went out to everybody. I mean, no one was forcing you to, do it if you didn't want to take it out, off the tray, that kind of thing. But I would take one just out of ceremony. Sure. And then put it in the rocks or a bush.
Pour it out for the homie.
No disrespect to his memory or his legacy. Or
you were respecting his memory by pouring it out for the homie.
Exactly.
That's what you were doing.
Exactly. But
you gave them more respect than those assholes drinking the shit.
But drinking a warm shot of Crown before the Bar Olympics is not the, not.
I wonder why they chose Crown, because he never drank Crown.
I don't know.
He drank Patron.
But this is news to me because up until then I thought that was the thing.
So this goes on for like months at the time. And what I would start doing is, like I said, every other time I'd say no. And then then it would be about every 40 minutes he would ask for 10 Patrons chilled. Yeah. Instead of every 20 minutes, whatever. So one night I got real annoyed. I'm like, dude, nobody's drinking these things, man. Like, but he's lifted. He goes, no, 10 more. I'll let him buy probably 50 shots all said and done, which turns out to be like $360 or something like that. It was Patron, $8 a shot. Yes. So get a call the next day. So he tipped me $200 on it.
Right on.
Get a call the next day from the owner. They're like, hey, Kevin isn't sure why he's got a $560 charge. I was like, I'll tell you exactly why. I have there's no bashfulness here. Like I did what he asked me to do, actually. Yeah. I've been cutting him off in theory for a long time. I got fed up this night. Uh-huh. And it was not that he wasn't ever generous about his tip, but I was just like, come the fuck on, man. Nobody wants these things. They wanted them the first 3 times. Yeah. You've only been here an hour and you tried to get 50 shots already. Yeah. So I charged him for everyone, and I probably poured out a bottle of Patron that people didn't drink. Yeah. I ended up throwing them things into the sink. Yeah. And then, so the next time he came in, I spoke to him. I was like, hey, man, look, you can probably ask anybody that was around you. I didn't upcharge you or not or give you something you didn't order. Right. I just gave you exactly what you asked for every time for the first time ever. Yeah. And that's what it is.
And I wrote it down. And I billed you for it.
I billed you for it. Instead being like, no, Kevin, you don't need it right now. Give yourself 30 minutes, you know? Yeah. R.I.P. though. He was a fun guy. Yeah. Went on a cruise with him. Yeah. First cruise I had ever been on. And, he was gay. He's a big old gay boy. He was, yeah. And we were up at the discotheque. And he was dancing with these 3 large brown women. And he started getting real. Now, he had a real bad knee. He was an overweight guy. Yeah, I saw him doing things that overweight guy with a bad knee shouldn't do. And the women that he was dancing with started to get a little bit like, hey, man, hey. So I walked over. I was like, trust me, he's gay. He's harmless. Yeah. They go, okay, sugar. Yeah. So, glad I quelled that. The next day, he couldn't walk. he
Knee
busted
swollen up, all buckled.
His knee was bigger than his booty. I was like, you see, man, you gotta lay off that Patron a little bit, man. Drink you a Bud Light, drink you a High Life.
Yeah.
You know, drink 10 High Lifes instead of 10 shots of Patron. You'd probably be okay.
Yeah, even my drinkiest, back in the day, my drinkiest and all that. Yes, I would get drunk. Yes, I puked from getting drunk and all that, but it wasn't something I aimed for necessarily.
I ain't partying unless I'm puking.
Yeah, and and if I did get to the point where I regurgitated, that's the end of my night. And I've always marveled at my friends or people. Any number of people who can go to the bathroom and call it the traditional puke and rally. Right, yeah. Whatever it is. They come back out like nothing can happen. Wiping their lip, and then go right back to the thing that made them puke. And
there's no rally for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like immediate soberness, but they just go in there. It's like, throwing an empty cup in the trash can, and then they just move the hell on and get right back in the game. Right back in the game. Rub a little dirt on it, and let's just keep going.
Yeah.
If I get to that point, my night's done. I mean, it's not like I come back out of my bedroom butt naked going, hey, everybody, I need some more booze.
Guess who's back?
I mean, if I puke, my night is done.
Yeah. And it's hard for me to puke. It takes a lot for me personally to puke. So my night's really done if I puke. And I haven't puked from drinking in like 10 years probably.
Yeah.
Just because, I kind of have a strong stomach and that way, Okay. And the last thing I ever want to do is throw up. Yeah. No matter how good it'll make me feel, I will sit entirely still, even though I'm not still, I'm spinning, just to not puke. When I know if I just went, bleh, I'd be done. But I do marvel at people. Now, there's some people that just throw up easier than other people.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they're more used to it. Like my buddy Wiley, we're walking into the venue, they made us chug beers. Or they didn't make us chug. They said you couldn't bring the beer.
Nobody made you do anything.
We were just following orders, man. You can't. We're above reproach. We followed orders. So we chugged our beers, and we get into the venue, and he goes, "Uh-oh." He goes, "It's still cold." And then he walks into the venue, like, "All right, here we go."
I mean, I've never been a beer chugger, even back in the day, like, shotgunning beers and all these sorts of things and all that. It wasn't really till the Bar Olympics a few years I participated where I was like, the first team I was ever on was coincidentally, the Sunday Cafe team. So we met at the quarter one night at the back area by the kitchen, had a little team meeting, and we were trying to figure out, who's the person that's going to eat the hot wings, who's the person that's going to eat the burrito and agave, who's going to do this and that,
right?
Who can chug the fastest to be the anchor man, front end or back and that kind of thing. I did okay. I'm not great at it, but I did okay, But I've also, met people who can literally just open their throat and, just open up the gullet and just pour it right down through there, and like it's nothing. That's incredible to me.
There's no undulation of the throat.
There's no gag factor.
And there's no swallowing. It's just
they just open up some muscle.
It's pouring one cup into another cup.
Like right down the drain.
Yeah, it's like pouring it down the drain.
But out of a bottle is obviously a little different. But out of a cup, I can do okay.
Sure, yeah. So when you chug at the Tybee Olympics, that's in a cup, right?
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Well, depending, I guess it kind of depends on the event. Like at Tybee time, we have to go there and drink like a beer out with a straw.
Oh, gotcha.
That kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
But most of the time, it was traditionally in a cup.
Yeah.
Traditionally in a cup, and you could kind of toss it aside, maybe get away with a quarter inch or a half inch in the bottom.
Yeah, and I guess if you're playing flip cup, you got to do it out of a cup.
Yeah.
But for different events, there's different.
Kind of different pours, I guess.
Sure.
Depending on that kind of thing. Yeah.
Are they doing that anymore?
It's been a while.
I thought someone was talking about it the other night. People have like sort of stolen it, the idea for their like Christmas parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think Tybee's done it because, like we said, that was Kevin Carpenter's annual.
A true sanctioned one. I'm trying to think if it's been
a couple years, right?
I think it's been way longer than that.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to think if we have done one post-COVID.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I mean, I know it's 5 years ago almost now and all that, but I think it's been a hot minute. And it was one of those things where I drive on Sunday, which it was always on Sunday, and Ron was like, either you compete or you work. So it was and I drove the very first year during it, and it was a shit show.
Yeah.
Outside of probably 1 year of Beach Bum, I would put that first year of driving Bar Olympics as probably one of my worst nights. Dealing with people who I think should know better, who I thought were better at being drunk. All of it. It was just like, so the following year, I was like, all right, I really can't beg out of it because Sunday is my day to drive traditionally. And so Ron was like, either you're on a team. So that's why I jumped on, the Sunday Cafe team. Then I was on the Windrose team one year. And then I finally got on the Breezy team one year. Not finally, but got on the Breezy team one year and all that. But it was like the one day, like, I do not want to drive because everybody's plowed by 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all I want to say the rules, but that's the structure just went out the window.
Right. Well, and if you follow the orders like they ask you to, you're going to be very drunk.
Yeah.
If you're participating, you're drinking a beer every
Pretty
10
much,
minutes.
yeah. And the ones who would do stuff in between events and all that. I mean, I guess it's kind of like this. If you were competitive and really thought about where you finished in it, then you probably kind of went like, let's not drink any more than we have to. Hell, even y'all's team would practice. Not knowing the events necessarily, but just getting things right. Well,
I think there was a lot of pushback because Pooh's like typically either won or was in like first or second place because they thought because we were sort of the spearhead of like organizing and all that shit. We can't judge for ourselves. Like we can't cheat.
Yeah.
But whenever I always work, on those Sundays, and I like being the last place where everyone comes. But what I didn't realize was I went out on a Monday night down to the sandbar, and there's the whole Huckapoo's squad in the back practicing tip cup. You're going to play flip cup.
Yep.
There's some things you can't practice, like taking a basketball and throwing it.
Right.
If you don't know the event, then you don't know.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're going to fucking do. You're going to eat wings.
Yeah.
You're going to chug beer.
Yeah.
You're going to play flip cup.
Yeah.
You're probably going to play ring toss. And you're probably going to lift a dead guy into a breezy cap.
My clutch event was the bike on the tennis courts.
The children's bike?
Dude, I crushed that every year I did it. I was like, everybody else, I'll be the last guy. Trust me. And,
okay.
I will make up 3 spots.
You're the anchor. Gotcha.
I was stunned at the people. I get it. It's a children's bike, but I was stunned at the amount of people who cannot ride a bike at all.
And you're not a small guy.
No,
you're a tall guy.
My butt never hit the seat, baby. I am stroking it. I mean, that was my favorite event.
Yeah.
For me personally, for what I could do for the team.
And wasn't there Hungry Hippos one year?
Oh, yeah.
Where they grabbed someone's feet and the other person had to walk
That was on the tennis course over at the park by the baseball field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. My knees were skin up for about a month after that.
Oh, man.
Because I was the shover.
You were the shover, really?
Pushing the guy out there and back, yeah. Great. But that was great, though.
Yeah.
It is a very Tybee thing, and I hate that they don't do it anymore. I mean, I don't know if I would participate now because I don't really see that I would be kind of I don't know, accoutrement.
Yeah, an addition, a contributor to your team.
Yeah, I mean, outside of maybe 1 or 2 events, but it's not really the drinking part. It's just a stamina part of it. And,
it is an all-day thing.
Yeah, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that sometimes when we got to Pooh's, I was fine with not being in the run.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Eric was always so diplomatic. He'd always be like, you guys were this close to being in the top 3. And he would say it to everybody that,
I know.
Whether he was talking to me or talking to somebody else, every team is like, you guys were this close, that kind of thing.
I know.
But then, that after part would just, the playoffs, whatever you want to call it, would just go on and on and on.
Well, you think about it like this. If you drink all day and then you're trying to get the most intense part of the competition done after everyone's been drinking all day, might take a little while to wrangle everyone together.
I mean, rolling whatever thing. And then if it got like to a tiebreaker type thing and you're playing like this big version of,
beer pong.
Beer pong.
With basketballs and fucking
rain,
trash cans.
I remember when it was pouring down rain and I'm sitting there looking inside smoking a cigarette going, so glad that's not us.
Right.
So glad. I'll take 8th.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm fine with it. But it was a great time. The T-shirts were great. It was great.
Yeah.
It really was. It's something that you just don't, well, I can't speak for other places, but it felt very unique to Tybee. It made Tybee very Tybee to me.
It's beautiful how, the people who live here can like create such good and positive.
And it's, and we could all acknowledge that it's unsanctioned. The local authorities aren't terribly happy about it. Eric would always include that, in his spiel.
You don't have to ask permission for it,
No permit needed.
You're out there in the community. You're giving it your all. You're being with the community. You're not asking anyone if you can park here just because you forgot to get your sticker. You all band together for one cause, and that's to win at something. To have teamsmanship, camaraderie, pageantry. The community coming together.
Today, you are the best drinker in the world.
Oh, right. Or at least in this little world.
Yes. This microcosm that is Tybee.
Now, as long as you follow orders.
You got to toe the line. Sometimes you got to play by the rules.
I'll break the rules,
There's
baby.
a time for civil disobedience.
That's
There's
true.
a time to do things, not quite call it anarchy,
Yeah.
but there's a time to kind of say, hey, this is a little messed up.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into this.
Yeah.
And I'll take all the tickets in the world. You can boot my car endlessly. But do you have the financial wherewithal to make that happen?
No, I don't. And I'm going to bend the knee.
Yeah.
I must bend the knee. Well, I tip my hat to you people for listening this week. Sorry, I'm not going to do this last topic because it's such a downer. I'm like, let's end on the high note of Tybee Olympics was a super fun thing.
It was.
And hopefully, the community, it ain't like it once was.
Well, if there's one man that could make it happen,
That's Eric Thomas.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Kelly, thank you for dealing with that. Everyone, thank you for dealing with that, man. Had to exercise some demons. I killed a spider on my forehead today.
You did.
I sloshed through the muck and the mud, only to find out my car was booted. But you know what? Tomorrow's another day.
It is.
Tonight's another night. We live to follow orders another day. I'll see y'all next week.